As promised, we're talking about the points now before the races. We're only looking at the top 10. And we're 27 points behind Bill Elliott. And look at the race there in third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, separated by 4 points. That's what we wanted at the top of the standings. Unfortunately, we might not get that for the overall Cup championship. Davey Allison still hanging in there. Terry Labonte, Darrell Waltrip, Harry Gant, and then Ken Schrader, Ernie Irvin, and Jeff Gordon are just off the screen. And here we go. 10 races remain. I think this is. I didn't even check to see. I think this is the Miller Genuine Draft 400, the second Miller Genuine Draft 400 of the season. The other one was at Michigan, and we also had a Miller Genuine Draft 500 coming up next race at Pocono. Anyway, we're starting 20th. Alan Kowicki up there with the pole. Bill Elliott up here starting in 8th. I don't like being on the outside.
Green flag, green flag, green, green, green.
Trying to get to the inside as painlessly as possible. First time we were at Richmond, we had like a 70-some lap pit window with the modified fuel. I brought that down to about 55 now. Oh, we got a caution. AI caution at Richmond is rare. I did not even have time to mention that we have one random caution this race. All right, let's just get. There we go.
Okay, we're under caution.
Going back green here, we had an extra caution lap or two there. Just a couple of laps of caution for no reason. But here we go. Yeah, that early wreck took some shine off of this beginning of this race, going 2 by 2 and it just being chaos, but I don't mind. We had found our way to the inside, so we were going to be okay.
Stay low. Keep low. Keep low.
Those caution laps might mess up the fuel window a little bit. As I said, it was like the mid-50s, something like that. So let's just keep an eye on that number still and see if they go a little bit past it. This Richmond race, and the same thing happened in our 1997 season. We hit Richmond up early in the year, early in the season when I hadn't been on the game in a while. And I just didn't have Richmond figured out. And it's one of those tracks you gotta just
Clear outside. Car outside.
you gotta have a feel for it, and you can do pretty well. And we didn't have it the first Richmond race, and
Now in the top 20.
since then we've been running a lot of races on the game. We've been getting a good idea on how the car handles, how the game plays,
Stay low.
and here we are. I just feel like I got a better grasp on how to get around here now after racing on the game for the last, however many races, however many weeks. And it's just real obvious to me.
Outside. Clear.
I don't remember much from our first Richmond race. I remember Richard Petty plowing into Ricky Rudd on the front stretch. I remember Bobby Hamilton in front of us here getting a black flag for passing before the start finish on a caution.
Stay low.
But the rest of that's pretty much a blur. I don't remember where we finished or anything. There's Morgan Shepherd. He was collected in that initial caution. I think Stanley Smith spun him around. And I just saw Bob Schacht coming up onto the track off pit road. I don't know what that's about. I've been trying to show as much as I can when little things I mention, and I'll try to bring up, but like Bob Schacht right there. I'm probably not going to show what happened to him because it's usually just, hey, he went into the pits and it's just a waste of time. I'll just be concentrating on our top 10 drivers down the stretch.
Still there. Still there. Clear.
I'm still, I talked about it at Watkins Glen, and you know, it's not of major importance to us because I'm worried about the overall points championship, but we're going to run a playoffs kind of deal, which is the final 7 races of the season. We'll have, well, you know what, I'll just talk about it before Pocono, and I'll have that up as a splash screen. And it's gonna, you know, it's gonna be, we're gonna be talking about the top 10 drivers in the points, and those are gonna be the top 10 drivers going into the playoffs. And it's just, that's what it is. I mean, I was talking about those, what, 3, 4, 5, and 6 drivers separated by 4 points. And, you know, there's been some DNFs, and Mark Martin's had some DNFs, and they've all had DNFs. Bill Elliott hasn't had a DNF. I think the lowest number of points he's gotten in a race is 28. Which is, I mean, pretty good. I mean, we got 4 points at Talladega. We've had some bad races. Those guys have had some bad races as well. Davey Allison's 91 points back in the points in the race for the Cup. And, you know, he's had a miserable season. And you look at 91 points and you're like, wow, you know, that's not so bad. 20 points here, 20 points there, you can catch up. But it's just not likely. And then if 91 isn't likely, what about 70 some, which is what those 3, 4, and 5, 6 drivers are at. And I don't think that's possible either. Unless Bill Elliott starts turning in some DNFs. Or just bad finishes. We have a chance. We're 27 points back. It's very doable. Yeah, the first Richmond race, I was just battling my steering wheel and just getting frustrated, and now we're just idly chatting as we're making passes, not really fretting too much. Bob Schacht is hurting us though. He might have put on new tires or something in the pits, and I don't know. Or, well, sorry, Bobby Hillen, sorry. That was definitely my fault. The car, I tried to brake and I thought I was getting under him and I didn't. You know, we don't cause too many wrecks. So I'm not going to lose sleep over that, especially with a non-championship driver.
Stay behind the 15 car.
We're going to see pit stops here once everything settles down.
Pit road is now open.
Bob Schacht was just, you know, I was saying, oh, we're racing here pretty nice. We're not even worrying about anything, and then we cause a wreck.
Keep it under 40. Keep it under 4,000 in seconds.
We're all right. Looks like Stanley Smith was involved in that wreck
The pace cars in turn 1. Remember,
that we
don't pass
caused.
the stop sign at the end of pit road. The pace cars in turn 2. The pace cars on the back straight. Go! Go, go, go! Limit 40. Keep it under 4,000 in seconds. The pace cars in turn 3. Okay, you're clear of pit lane. Stay behind the 22 car.
All right, going back green. These last
Get ready now. Going green.
couple caution laps, I had a lot of
Pace cars
introspection, and I've forgiven myself for the Bobby Hillin wreck, and we're moving on.
in. Green, green, green!
We lost Bobby Hillin, Jimmy Spencer, and Stanley Smith to that accident. Boy, I am just cruising through these corners. I've mentioned at my road course races that I put on driving assist at the road courses, or else I'm going to just spend weeks practicing and learning how to get around there. Or I put on a 50% steering assist that keeps us in line with the track and we can have fun. So that's what I do, and I always make sure to double check after the road courses to turn them off, and they're off. I mean, it's just weeks and weeks of playing the game. And this is what happens. And that's why I also, like I said, why I was taking a break from the game for a while, because I could feel myself really getting the hang of it. Yeah, you see a 22.171 down there is our best lap. That's really good for me. I'd have to go back and look at my 97 races, but that might be one of the fastest laps we've turned in at Richmond. Morgan Shepherd beat up, holding up that line. We will take advantage of that for sure.
Still there. Clear outside.
So that caution was around lap 25. Add 55 to that. That's lap 80. We got to get to lap 80 here. Oh, which would leave 60 laps. And then again with the window of 55 laps, that could lead to an issue at the end of the race. But that's a long ways away. We could have Mike Potter spin us out in the next turn. Who knows? A lot can happen. Now let's be careful, because some of these, just like Mark Martin was held up by Morgan Shepherd on the top line and we took advantage of it. Some of these fast cars might have been held up like that. Now they're going to start barking at us like Kyle Petty is. Kyle Petty's on us in every turn now. Just scooting out of these turns. I think we're winning this one eventually. Cole Wickie out in the lead here early. Not a surprise. I mean, I think he's won the most races this season. He had won a couple early and then started getting DNFs and weird things happening. And he should have won at Watkins Glen, but we were able to steal that. And he had won at Pocono. here he is leading here.
Clear outside. Outside. Clear. Car outside.
And we passed Bill Elliott a while ago, and I haven't even seen a red car in the rear view.
Clear outside.
He's back there, but
You're in the top 10. Keep digging.
let's play nice with Jim Sauter. He's a lap down. Last time we dealt with a lapper like this, it was Bob Schacht, and we caused an accident. And we're amongst all the big drivers here, so let's not do that. And hell, I was just talking about all of the DNFs and everything, and we've been watching Kyle Petty in our rear view these last few laps, and he was somebody that should have been up here in the points battle, and he's just had bad finish after bad finish after bad luck after bad finish.
Still there. Clear.
Thanks for all the views and comments and likes and subscriptions. Again, I don't get a lot of views. I'm not really worried about that. It's just people that have been following the channel. This gives you something to watch and something to put on in the background. I'm not really worried about slamming the subscribe button and stuff. Don't worry about it. Just have fun and watch. Alright, seems like we were faster than them at the beginning of a run. Now things are starting to even out. And it's usually the other way around. We have somebody on pit road there. He was right at the end. It was right at the entry to pit road, so it's somebody that started in the back. As I was talking about earlier, I'm not going to be showing all that stuff anymore as we get into the home stretch of the season. We're just going to follow the narrative of the points race. And I may have started at this race, or I'll start it at Pocono. I won't be doing a starting grid anymore, using a banner up at the top or what have you. We'll just be showing where the top 10 drivers are starting. And we're focusing everything on that. It's been a fun season. It really has. And as we look forward, I'm definitely going to be back. I'm not going to guarantee when. It will be the 2000 season. In that week off that I had, I downloaded the 2000 Cup or whatever that mod with the car set. I was testing that out, and we're good to go. I didn't foresee having an issue getting that off the ground and running, so that's going to be good to go. And I think I've talked about it at a couple times this season, but we're not going to be running true schedules in these seasons going forward. Like the 2000 schedule, off the top of my head, I'm not sure if Kansas was around yet. I know Las Vegas was around, Texas. We'll see. You know, Texas is a real fast track. I wouldn't mind going there, but we'd probably take away one of the Charlotte races. And we have a nice, cool Atlanta that we use now, the 1980s version. So we're not going to run the, you know, the new D-shape, quote-unquote, new D-shape layout at Atlanta. We're going to run the tracks that are, we're going to run tracks that are fun, not just, you know, cookie-cutter stuff. Mark Martin making a big charge here. Las Vegas, we might test that out because, you know, it is a cookie cutter, but we haven't run Las Vegas yet in any of our seasons. I wouldn't mind checking that out.
Car inside. Still there. Clear.
The Brickyard for sure. And we had fun at the, I thought the 1995 Sears Point track was interesting and fun, and we'll probably run that instead of the Infineon stuff. North Wilkesboro will be in the seasons. And we'll just make executive decisions on whether or not we're going to run 2 races at certain tracks. We'll get a good dose of Martinsville here coming up in a few races. And that's a track I might only want to visit once this season because it's just a slog. I mean, it's a fun track and you can have some good racing, but I mean, as we're looking down the stretch here, it's the one race I'm like just side-eyeing and dreading because it's just so monotonous. Running however many laps we'll run there.
Still there. Clear.
But yeah, as we start bleeding into the 2000s, we're going to keep these tracks. We're going to keep Rockingham. We're going to keep North Wilkesboro. We're going to run the old Atlanta. Again, we're going to be having fun. We're not going to be just going through the motions, you know? Speaking of going through the motions and things being monotonous, as I've been talking these past however many laps, we've just kind of fallen in line. We're just riding around. We're, you know, if we were arcade racing, then we'd be doing dive bombs and squealing the tires and stuff. But we're just running our line and waiting for somewhere to make a pass. There's a bobble by Mark Martin, and we couldn't take advantage of it. Or, yeah, we are going to.
Keep low.
Good for us.
Clear.
Yeah. Like I said, we pitted lap 25. Oh, we got another pass here. We pitted lap 25, and with the fuel window mid-50s, we'll be pitting again here on lap 80 or so. And if we play our cards right with Rusty Wallace, we're going to have another pass on Dale Jarrett. But I was watching Rusty Wallace so intently that we missed our marks there going into that turn, and Rookie Rudd almost spun us out, so we got to regroup. Tires look great. We're basically, where are we at here? 40 some laps into this run. Tires look fantastic. We have one random caution somewhere. And we're gonna keep an eye on what they do to Terry Labonte here. See if Rusty Wallace wants to. Nope. And Ricky Rudd's gonna take that. That was very indecisive. We're running a 35% distance here. And we're probably going to do the same at Martinsville, because again, just the monotony, and I don't want to sit there and run, what, 40% is 200 laps. We're not doing that.
Still there. Clear.
We can do 180 or something. Dave Marcus is for position here.
Stay high. Stay high. Keep high. Keep high.
So's Mike Potter. Mike Potter's just been, he's been in our heads all race so far. He's just always been around.
Keep high. Keep high. Keep high. Stay high.
I guess Dave Marcus is on the charge. We're losing some spots here. Holy cow.
Keep high.
We just got caught up on the outside.
Outside.
We got to regroup.
Keep low. Still there. Clear. Outside. Clear outside.
And as I've mentioned, I feel 10 times now, we're going to be pitting on lap 80, or we should be seeing pit stops on near lap 80. Well, there's a pitter. Jeff Bodine.
You're in the top 10.
I mean, that's 51 laps, so maybe I was a little off in our pit window estimation. Yeah, I mean,
Car inside.
that's just a crazy
Clear.
break into
Car
pit
inside.
road there. Nothing we can do about it.
That car's lapped out. Stay high.
We knew pit stops were coming, so we could have avoided that.
Clear inside. Outside. Keep low.
We'll
Clear
just go in
outside.
here.
Limit 40. Keep it under 4,000 in seconds.
Nicely done.
The leader's pitting now.
I think we were just very, can't think of the word, but we just didn't care. in the first half of the season, is when it came to
Go, go, go! Keep it
braking
under
and
40.
getting
Keep
into
it
our pit
under
stall.
4,000
And I've
in
made a
seconds.
conscious effort to get down into first gear and brake appropriately into the stalls, and we haven't had an issue. Oh, goodness.
Okay, you're clear of pit lane.
Mark Martin. Damage.
Merge when you can.
Boy, they're so rigid on pit road. They're just, it's do or die for them, whatever move they're trying to make on pit road. And when they hit you, it's like getting hit by a piano from 10,000 feet in the air. It's a jarring impact.
Clear.
Not feeling any damage. I'm not feeling the car handling any different from whatever damage we took.
You're now in the top 20. Good job. Keep low. Clear.
So yeah, it was around lap 80.
Car's the leader.
So we got 81. We have 60 to go. Nobody can make it to 60 laps.
Car outside. You're on the bottom. 3 wide. Outside. You're in the top 10.
These guys are
You're
racing
on the bottom. 3 wide. Car outside.
side by
You're on the
side
bottom.
for some
3
reason.
Wide. Car outside. Car outside. Still there.
We just
You're on
really
the
want to
bottom.
get
3 wide.
around Mike Potter right
Hold your
now.
line. Car outside. Car outside.
He says we're 3 wide. Where is this other car at? It's Ricky Rudd above us.
Stay low.
So I just feel like
Still there.
Mike Potter was really pinching us.
Clear. Outside. Stay low. Still there.
I really want to get around him.
Clear outside.
All right, there we go. See if we can get some breathing room. Tell you what, something else, and I'm just thinking about it now, whenever Mark Martin tossed us around like a rag doll, we were staring right at Alan Kulwicki. So I don't think he's in the lead right now. No. I'm guessing we were just a lap away from him or something. Because we obviously didn't go into the pits with him, because we left the pits with him still in the pits. I don't know. But who was in the lead there? Davey Allison, Dale Earnhardt, Jeff Bodine, and Dave Marcus. Jeff Bodine, he was up there from the early going, and Dave Marcus was on that big charge. Mike Potter's hanging out up here. It's a weird race going on right now. Bill Elliott back in 18th. Something to keep an eye on. Boy, this is a nice distance race. We're doing 35% at Richmond from now on. This is just, you're getting a nice dose of Richmond and move on. Especially with these new fuel windows of 50 some laps. If you watch my Watkins Glen race, you heard me talking about using the rubber marks on the track to realize when you have to brake. And you can see the lines here, but especially going into turn 3. I'm not sure how well it shows up on YouTube, but you can see that patch, and I know to start braking near that patch. And that's just a great turn right there. Couldn't gun it. We weren't able to gun it fully off of 3. We missed the mark a little bit, but still decent. That's not bad. Yeah. I want to say I've broken 21 before, but I don't know. A quick look at... Uh-oh, random caution. And that's going to be the final pit stops of the race. This is going to be great.
Okay, we're under caution.
Let's catch up and get into pit road here.
The 71 car. Whoa, 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 slow down. Pit road is now open. Limit 40. Keep it under 4,000 in seconds.
Here we go.
Remember, don't pass the stop sign at the end of pit road. The pace cars...
Oh, I forgot to turn damage,
The pace
fix
cars
damage
in
off.
turn 2.
We can still do it.
The pace cars on the back straight. We won't
Just-
fix the damage.
All right, we're out of
Go,
here.
go, go! Keep it under 40. Keep it under
Well, we're gonna have to pass
4,000
Mike Potter
in
again.
seconds. The pace cars in turn 3.
Also,
Okay, you're clear of pit lane. Stay behind.
the Mark Martin thing was
94 car.
partly our fault because we weren't in the far right lane when he was exiting a stall. I'm more worried about staying under the speed limit.
Okay, merge when
And that
you
was the
can.
first time we've been just destroyed by a car getting out of their pits. Even going back to 97, I think. I'm not sure where we were when we entered, when those pit stops started, but we're in 13th now. And we're in 13th because we're the only schmucks that took on 4 tires. Every other car, I was looking at the replay just now, every other car took on 2 right sides on that stop and fueled up to make it to the end.
Pit cars in.
We'll see if that, we'll see what that does.
Green, green, green!
Bill Elliott is behind us. Unfortunately, if we start making moves, he's going to be coming with us. Yeah, we won Watkins. We won at Watkins Glen, and we only gained 6 points on it.
Clear outside.
Yeah.
Car outside.
So
Still there. Stay low.
that might be the hill we're climbing all season. That is the hill we've been climbing since he took the points lead however many races ago. But we're all right. We got to stick this line down here, though. This is that AI drafting distance line I talk about, where if we budge an inch, he's going to take
That car the lap down.
an entire football field from us.
Still there.
But now he looks like he got pushed up the track
Clear outside.
by Harry Gant. And Bill Elliott might just be finally he might just be coming down to earth. I say this, one race, and he's running in 13th. I'm like, uh-oh, he's human. But I'm not sure what happened where he was running 18th earlier this race.
Still there.
But, I just haven't seen him dominated like Harry Gant just dominated him.
Still there.
We're gaining some free positions here because of Morgan Shepherd holding up his top line. I know the feeling because now I'm having flashbacks. I said I didn't remember much from the first Richmond race, but I do remember that. I remember being stuck on the top line
That car the lap down.
at Richmond, or maybe not. It might have been another track. I don't know.
Clear.
Being held up on the top line by a lapper or a slow car or something.
Still there. slow. Clear outside.
We're running smooth laps like we have all race long.
Still there.
And if there is a tire,
That car's a lap out.
if there's a difference in between 4 and 2 tires, we'll know. We'll probably start noticing
Clear outside.
with about 20 to go or so. That's just a random, that's just an educated guess. It could be way off or right on the nose.
Outside. Stay low.
But the key to that is running smooth laps, not squealing the tires. We haven't been doing any of that all race. We've been very disciplined. Seems like the AI does a little bobble there in 1 and 2. Ricky Rudd just did it. I remember Mark Martin did it earlier in the race. That's how we made a pass on him. These are the leaders here. We're in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 up there. Which I'm guessing is Earnhardt. Yep.
Car outside.
I want to check to see where
Stay low.
Davey Allison ended up. Probably DNF'd. No, he's in 19th. Bill Elliott's in 18th, and we missed that turn because I'm looking at that stuff.
Still there.
Damn it.
Stay high.
But it seems like this whole group of cars is catching the leaders big time.
Stay high.
Holy cow. These last few laps.
Clear. Car inside. Stay high. Clear. Car inside.
Boy, looking at those standings really hurt us.
Still there. Still there.
We gotta let Ernie Irvin go and get back in line, or else
Clear.
Dale Jarrett's gonna catch us here.
Keep digging.
Dale Jarrett has caught us here, but at least he's not passing us. Yeah, Bill Elliott and Davey Allison are back there in 18th and 19th.
Stay low.
I
Clear.
could tell Bill Elliott was on the march backward, but wow. Well, I can feel that we have I can feel we have better tires than them. Just that get up and go we had on Ernie Irvin there.
Clear.
There's no question. And Sterling Marlin was racing, or trying to figure out what Ricky Rudd was going to do.
Stay low.
We're going to pass him. I almost caught him Ricky tied.
Clear outside.
I can hear myself talking when I'm editing the videos and stuff. I don't really watch a lot of these races back through. I'd probably say some weird stuff, just as like anybody would when they're trying to concentrate on something and trying to talk about something else, and your mind's on 5 different things at once. That's how I know it's been a good Richmond race. I think it's the first time we've hit that curb
Stay low.
coming out of 4.
Keep low. Clear. Car outside.
Oh, I think we're winning this.
Keep low.
We have tires and they don't.
Clear
I'm
outside.
sorry that they took on 2. I don't know why they took on 2 tires.
Good job.
4 was the way to go. I didn't even think twice about it. But we'll see.
20 laps to go.
Those leaders are, you know, they're ahead of us here a little bit. This will be interesting. I think we're going to get them. I'm usually pessimistic when it comes to my predictions in these situations. It just feels like we have them. We'll catch them. Passing them cleanly without being a jerk might be a different story. Ooh, we ran a 22.0 somewhere. Yep.
Car outside.
This is an easy pass. Let's just be smooth about it. Give him room.
Stay low. Clear outside.
Almost too easy. All right, here we go.
Third.
14 laps to go to catch these guys. Earnhardt and Kolwicki. We'll see. They were 204 at the line that time. All right, gained what? 1.5 tenths. I mean, if we gain 2 tenths a lap, you know, that's 10 laps, right? Trying to think. 2 seconds, yeah. We just gained another 15 there. I don't think we're gaining enough. Feels like we are. Feels like we can read Hooters on the bumper, but they're gonna hit a lapper that might help or hurt us. Oh yeah, we just gained just gained half a second there. Shout out to my crew chief, me, putting on 4 tires. I don't think we gained too much on this lap.
We got just 10 more to go.
No, another at least 2 tenths. That's what we need to do. The tires didn't behave there like I wanted them to. It might have been just a little bit of a drop off. I think we just gained a tenth there. but you know, our challenge to catch them. I mean, we're there, but we got to pass them now. I think we will, just like how we sized up Rusty Wallace. We're just going to beat him where we beat Rusty Wallace, where we just have the grip coming out of the turns to get speed down the straightaway. We're not going to dive on him. Not going to dive bomb him here though. Four tires was the ticket. We have him here. And then just make a clean pass.
Keep low. Still there. The next
Give
car's
him
the
room.
leader. Still there. The next car's the leader. The next car's the leader. Stay low.
We have to appease the racing gods after we took out Bobby Hillen earlier this race.
Just 5 more to go. Okay,
We got to make
you're
some
in second.
clean
Good
passes
job.
here to balance out the universe. Don't want to steal a win from the 3 car here, but we're going to have to. Trying to win a championship. This is what stinks, you know. I mean, it's going to be great to get a win, but I mean, this is an easy pass right here. Their tire strategy,
Stay low. That car's the
you know, I'm
last
inclined to,
Still there.
you know, I'm
Here
going to win
comes
this
the
race
leader.
and say,
Clear
oh, we should
outside.
turn the difficulty up. But that tire strategy messed everything up because that was some great battles early in the race. So I don't think we're going to change the difficulty. We just lucked out here.
Just 2 to go. You're in first.
Getting a sweet victory, back-to-back wins. Mr. August, or whatever month we're in our fictional season here.
Last lap. You the man. Come on.
White
bring it
flag.
on.
Come on. Emotional victory here. Oh, and it's so pronounced against the back markers here too. That probably took on 2. That
Clear.
was no contest. Oh yeah.
You won. Yes, yes, yes.
Relax. Let's go. We weren't able to do it at Watkins
Race is
Glen
over.
because we
Come on in.
didn't have tires. Why aren't you spinning? On Victory Lane, that's a very apropos place to do it. And we'll take a look at the final standings. We led 3 laps. It was enough to get the win. Alan Kulwicki's second race in a row that we kind of stole a victory from him, even though Earnhardt was in the lead there. Kulwicki led the most laps. Yeah, Bill Elliott crept back up into 12th. We'll take a look at the points before the next race at Pocono. Davey Allison 15th. He's losing more points to Bill Elliott. Not good for him. And pretty much it. Might be missing out on something here or there, but again, we'll be talking about the points before Pocono. Big win. We'll try to win at Pocono. We'll try to win every race the rest of the season. That's the goal. It won't happen, but that's the goal. All right, thanks for watching.